ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकालिने। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. So we are discussing today, we are going to discuss today verse 23 from chapter 13 of Bhagavad-gita. Last time also we did a verse from chapter 13, the previous verse 13.22. Today we are going to do 13.23. Upadrasta anumanta cha bharata bhokta maheshvaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. Upadrasta anumanta cha bharata bhokta maheshvaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushaha paraha. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the Supreme Proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the Super Soul. So Krishna is saying in this body there is another. Why he is saying another? Because in the previous verse he spoke about one of the Purushas, the living entity. So he's saying there is another enjoyer, but this enjoyer is transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, and the Lord is the Supreme Proprietor. And what he does two things: oversees, upadrasta, permits, anumanta, and is known as the Super Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the heart is known as the Super Soul. So let's look at the verse again, do the recitation practice. Upadrasta anumanta cha upadrasta anumanta cha upadrasta anumanta cha bharata bhokta maheshvaraha bharata bhokta maheshvaraha bharata bhokta maheshvaraha paramatmeti chapyukto paramatmeti chapyukto paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha dehesmin purusha paraha dehesmin purusha paraha upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshvaraha upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshvaraha upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. The full verse. Upadrasta anumanta cha bharta bhukta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. Upadrasta anumanta cha bharta bhukta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushah paraha. Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. Upadrashta anumanta cha. Upadrashta means one who sees from above. Upa means above. So overseer who sees from above. Why he sees from above? Is it that he's situated above? Basically, when it is said he sees from above, it means that he sees all. You know, someone who looks from above, he has a higher vision, can see a lot more because of that vantage point. So sees from above, sees everything. And next, anumanta, he gives permission, Cha also. Bharata, he is the supreme master. Bhokta is the supreme enjoyer. Maheshwaraha is the supreme lord. Supreme lord, supreme enjoyer, supreme master. And then what is he called? What is his name? Paramatmeti. Paramatmeti cha api ukto. Paramatma iti. He is known as Paramatma. Ukto means Uktaha, said to be, Chapi. Indeed, he is known as the Paramatma. Dehesmin, and where does he live? In the body of the living entity. He is the supreme enjoyer, Purushaha Para, Param enjoyer. The soul is also in the body, but the soul is not the supreme enjoyer. This super soul is the supreme enjoyer. So, very beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita, which tells us a lot about super soul. Where is the super soul living? What does the super soul do? Right? These things are explained here. So let's do our exercise. Priyarani Mataji, what is the first word?
Upadrasta anumanta cha bharta bhokta.
Okay. Bharta Bhokta. Next, Leela Manohar Prabhu.
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha.
Maheshwaraha. Next, Arati Mataji.
Paramatmeti chapi ukto.
Paramatmeti Chapayukto. Next, Gita Gamya Keshari Mataji.
Dehesmin Purushah.
Okay. And next, Vinodini Mataji.
Paraha.
Paraha. Very good. Thank you. Let's do the next one now. Priyarani Mataji.
Upadrasta anumanta cha.
Nice. Bharta dash Maheshwaraha. Krishnaveni Mataji.
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha.
Very good. Next, Leela Manohar Prabhu.
Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha. Chapyukto.
What chap yukto? Dash. Dash.
Bhokta Maheshwaraha.
He is called what? Chap yukto is.
Dehesmin is next line.
Before that, what is he called? When you say chap yukto, what is he called?
It is said as Chapyukto.
You don't, okay. You are not able to understand. What is with the dash there? Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. After that, there is a dash. Keep communication, Mataji.
Paramatmeti Chapyukto.
Yes, Paramatmeti Chapyukto. The next line, Ashok Prabhu.
Purusha. Dehe
Yes.
asmin purusha para.
Very good. Dehasmin Purusha Paraha. Okay, now you can try the entire verse.
उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वर देहेस्मिन् देहेस्मिन्
That is the last line, no? What about the third line?
परमात्मेति चाप उक्तो देहेस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Very good. Git communication, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम. उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Very good. Venkatesh Japan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चापयुक्तो देहस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Leela Manohar Prabhu.
उपदृष्टा अनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Very good. Vinodini Mataji.
उपाद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Good. Arati Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna.
उपदृष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चापि उक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Thank you. Vandana Mataji.
उपादृष्ट्यनुमन्ता च भर्ता भुक्त महेश्वरा परमात्मेति च प्रयुक्तो देहस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Good. Ashok Prabhu.
उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Paramakanti Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा. उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरा परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहिन् पुरुषा परा.
Deheasmin Purusha Paraha. Govind Madhav Prabhu.
उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता च भरता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः.
Very good. Thank you. So many of you tried today to recite the verse. Very nice. So let's do this also. Yet in this there is another, a dash in joy. Yet in this, in what? Yet in this there is another. Leela Manohar Prabhu.
Yet in this body there is another.
Very good. A dash in joy. Gita Kamekeshwar Mataji.
Transcendental enjoyer.
Who is the Lord, the Supreme Dash? Vinodini Mataji.
Proprietor.
Proprietor. Who exists as the dash and dash. These are the two things which he does. Leela Manohar Prabhu.
Overseer and permitter.
Very good. And who is known as what? Paramakanti Mataji.
Super soul.
Very good. It is known as a super soul. So is God seeing all? Simple question. The answer is yes. He sees all. Why he sees all? Because he's everywhere. He's in everyone's heart. So many interesting things can be discussed regarding this verse. First thing is, how does one react to this information that God is seeing all? For those who are mischief mongers, who like to break the rules made by God, who do the mischief, when they come to know that God sees all, they become really, really scared. They become frightened. It's not a very, palatable piece of information for them, because then they think, oh, I am being watched, and whoever is watching me is able to see all the nonsense that I do. That's not very good. So that person becomes afraid. Fear strikes in the heart of such a person. But for those who are the law followers, and for those who are devotees of Krishna, when they come to know that Krishna as a super soul is always in the heart, for them this information is very hope-giving. It gives a lot of solace to the heart, that I'm not alone. I'm never alone. And since I'm never alone, actually, I should never feel lonely, and I should also never feel unprotected, uncared, insecure, because my best friend, who is the super soul, is always with me, is always watching me, overseeing me, guiding me. So different people will react differently to this knowledge. To some, this will be a very welcoming idea, that yes, God is everywhere and God is watching me at all times. So they'll see this sight of God as protection. They won't see that as a botheration. But for those who want to be independent of God, and they want to hide from God what mistakes they do, for them this is not very welcoming idea, that God is everywhere and God is watching us at all time. Everywhere we go, He's watching us at every nook and corner. He knows everything in our heart, our desires, what all wrong things we have done in the past, what all wrong things we want to do in the future. So for them, this is not very, very, not so sweet. It's a bitter thing. For devotees, it's a very promising thing. Very, very promising thing. So we can, of course, we can discuss about the technical aspect of this verse, how the super soul is the overseer and the permitter. But instead of focusing on that, I wanted to focus more on the application aspect of this verse, how we can take the benefit of this verse in application, how we should be responding to this information that yes, Paramatma, the super soul, is watching us at all time. We should try to see it in the positive way, that if I turn towards the super soul who's always with me, then I'll always have someone to depend upon. We all want someone to depend upon. Many times in challenging situations, challenging periods in our life, we need someone to turn around to, seeking for guidance, seeking for help, seeking for support. And who can be a better support than the Lord Himself? That Lord is always within our heart. So we can always turn around to that Supreme Lord and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for support. And if we become a dependent child on the super soul, then what will happen? Even if we know that the super soul is always watching us, we'll not be afraid, because just like a child, even if the child has some desire to fulfill, will the child be afraid to do it in front of the parents? The child will be afraid only when he or she is trying to fulfill the desire in an unlawful manner. But if the child is doing it in a lawful manner, then the child will never feel uncomfortable, because the child knows even my father or my mother wants to see me happy. So a devotee, he is not bothered or inconvenienced by the idea that I'm being washed at all times. He doesn't feel, oh, it's embarrassing for me. No, because he knows that after all, Super Soul is my well-wisher. I'll give an example, a very crude example, but something which applies here. Like, when a child is small, the child, without having any clothes, with a naked body, roams around in the entire house. And the child knows my mother is looking at me, my father is looking at me, but the child doesn't feel any kind of embarrassment because the child knows these are my parents, after all, doesn't matter. So like that, one who feels like that, I am a son, I am a child to the Supreme Lord. So why should I feel uncomfortable with this knowledge that he's watching me at all times? A piece of note, anytime we see that fear comes in our heart when we come to hear about this, that, oh, I'm being watched, then we should know that we are not living a pure life. We have something which we do, which is wrong. And that can be used as an alarm that look into your heart, look into your actions, look into your thoughts, try to reform them, try to correct them, so that this information or this statement, whenever it comes to us, I am being washed, it should, instead of scaring us, should make us joyful that my Father, my protector, my well-wisher is always there to help me, to guide me, to protect me, to support me. I should not feel uncomfortable in that. So with that, we'll end the session today. Thank you so much. Someone said in the comment box, is it that we can compare to CCTV in the material world? Yeah, you can compare it with that. No problem. Communication, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for the answers you have given me, very enlightening answers you have given me for the questions. It was bugging me all the time. Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful for quick reply and the answers. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so if there are no questions, we'll end today here. Arati Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu, actually you said, we can turn to the Lord for his guidance and for support, everything. Could we approach the Lord directly, or should it, always be through the Guru, Prabhu? That is something.
The Lord is also Guru, no? The Lord sitting in the heart is Chaitya Guru. And that Lord who is sitting in the heart manifests himself as the Guru outside the body, who we say as Diksha Guru or Siksha Guru. So the Super Soul in the heart is the first Guru. The problem is that because we cannot hear the voice of the Super Soul who is in our heart, that Super Soul has to come out and speak from outside so that we can hear that voice. So when we become pure enough, then we can hear the voice of the Guru from inside also, not just from outside. At that time, the instruction of the Guru comes not just from outside, but that time then the instruction of the Guru also comes from inside, because basically the Guru is just an external manifestation of the Super Soul. So if we can hear, sometimes we do hear the voice of the Super Soul, but many times we don't, because we have a lot of noise in the mind that obstructs the voice of the Super Soul. So in that case, we must depend on the guidance from outside. But that doesn't mean that Super Soul is not available to us. It's always available.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right. I think someone wants to ask a question in YouTube also. Let me see. Okay, this question is not related to the topic we are doing today. Question is Nishkam Karma having an intention? Nishkam Karma does not have a material intention. It's not free from all kinds of desires. It's free from material desires. That's called Nishkam Karma Yoga. I hope I am able to answer you, though it's very brief. Thank you very much. See you on Wednesday. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.